If you have a new product, a new idea, the best way is to proceed for customer validation. You need to know that you have the right product at the right price for the right customer. If you have that, then everything you need to do, getting a patent, building the product, sales organizations, whatever, all of that will come. But if you do not have customer validation in advance, then more than likely all of your efforts will lead to failure. Acumen is me. I am a sole practitioner and I desire to be that way. I enjoy the opportunity to work with people on a one-on-one basis, to listen to what their concerns are, and to work with them to come up with actionable solutions to their business problems. Because I'm a sole practitioner, I must also have, and I do have, access to a cadre of experienced individuals to provide virtually any type of business service to the client as needed, when needed. So I'm independent. If that's all they need, that's wonderful. We spend our time together. If they need additional assistance, I have that availability as well. I focus on helping the client by looking at the entire package. Where other people have a service to sell, like accounting, IT, website development, whatever, I want to look at the entire package. I want to know who's involved with the project and what they propose to do. When I know that, then I focus on making sure that their idea has customer validation. Once it has customer validation, then you bring in the additional assets that are required that may be missing in order to make that idea into a viable and sustainable business. In working with a new client, I want them to provide me with as much information as they can in advance so that I can prepare and make our first meeting as effective as possible. Because parenthetically, oftentimes it doesn't take more than an hour or two to be able to refocus thinking so that people can get back on track, if you will. However, first thing that I do, I offer a non-disclosure agreement that they must execute before we talk at all. Because I want to make sure that their information is held in the strictest of confidence. After they have executed the non-disclosure, then I would like them to fill out information, questions. What is their idea? Who are the people involved with the idea? Have they talked with any customers? Do they have a patent? What are their personal goals and objectives? And where would they like to be in the next few years, if you will? All of that you build into a package to understand how it all plans to work together. When I see that, then I can see and say to someone, I think we can work together, that'll be fine. The way you test customer validation is by using what is called the minimum viable product. That is a term that Eric Ries has used in his book, The Lean Startup. Prototyping is another way of talking about it, and that is a program that was developed by Alberto Savoia. He works for Google. And basic idea is you spend the least amount of money to get the minimum product required in order for a customer to be able to see or understand what you have to offer. And by testing that and going to the customers and finding out, does this work? Is it the right size? Is it the right color? Does it have the features that would interest you so that the customer can say to you, I will buy your product from you today, please. Now, Problem is that most product development starts with the assumption that the product is a winner because their friends and family have all told them, that's a great idea. You ought to put that in the marketplace. Okay. So they spend months building the product correctly. I have a client who did exactly that. Designed 13 permutations of this wonderful design for product. Took 18 months. Built prototypes. Got to the point where the consumer now gets the chance at that point to say, yes, I want it, or no, I don't. Guess what? The answer was, no thanks, we don't need it. So therefore, prototyping, you bring that cycle from what would have been 18 months in this example, down to 2-3 days. You can take a piece of wood and say, I may have an iPhone here, I may have an iPad here. This is what I'd like to do with it. People can then say, would you carry this around with you? You are testing, getting customer validation, so that you don't waste a lot of time and a lot of money on something that the customer ultimately does not want and will not pay you for it. And if they will not pay you for it, you do not have a business. My website has a list of questions that I would like my clients to answer in advance of our first meeting. It also has a non-disclosure agreement. And that is very important to me and to the client because I take my client's information very seriously. So I have a fiduciary responsibility, and therefore I want them to sign that so that when we first talk, that means that we can share information quickly and not have to worry about, I can only tell you or only listen to certain things. I want to make it as quick and efficient as possible for the client for me to start being able to help them.